The Cowboys drafted Tyler Smith. It's the end of the world, dog. We suck. Guys, we don't suck. It's not the end of the world. Football is going to get played, and guess what? This player will be a good player. First of all, let me do this. I want to give a huge shout out to Sky Steele. I think that guy is amazing. Being on with him, the work that he does behind the scenes, the work that he does during the scenes, you know, and he wasn't happy with the pick, and I'm sure there wasn't a lot of Cowboys fans super happy. And I won't say that he wasn't happy, but there were other things we could have did. We could have went to Kobe Dean. We could have went. I wanted to Kobe. I mean, I could have made sense out of Kobe Dean, but I really wanted Devin Lloyd. I get all of it. I really, really do. But this guy can play. Tyler Smith can play. Also, shout out to Vosh Lombardi. Shout out to Okoye. Whoever did draft stuff. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to the whole community because we are killing draft work. And I know Twitter isn't happy with me right now, and that's okay. But let's make sense of this pick. I got my notes on the guy, okay? Outside of Ikem Ekwonu, outside of Icky, the meanest lineman in this draft. Okay, so I went to the playoff game. Everybody remembers the bad play calling. Everybody remembers this. Everybody remembers that. But what they don't remember is you could not block San Francisco's D-line. So they were able to stay in that cover 3 because they were able to get home with 4. You couldn't run the ball. You really couldn't pass pro. And you had trash in Dak's face. Tyler Smith instantly fixes all that. I spent year in and year out saying Connor Williams is not strong. You're not going to have that issue with this player. The holding. Everybody's going to talk holding. Everybody's going to say, you know, this guy, he's handsy, he's grabby, he has the 12 penalties. Here comes Ed Warder trying to get Cowboys fans begging for retweets. Okay, Ed, we get it. Draft Twitter understands who Tyler Smith is. But some of those holdings, really go watch. Is some of that him just finishing blocks? Some of that is college holding. Some of that is weaker D linemen that he's just mauling and they just can't get off the block. That's not an NFL hold. We also have to look at the board. Okay, here goes I have the draft pulled up. Houston drafts Kenya Green. Houston is putting together a nice little draft. Oh, I told you guys. Oh, by the way, I told you guys that Stingley would be the first corner taken. You guys didn't listen to me, and he was. But you know. Let media scouts tell it he fell off or he's not good. Kenya Green, the Chargers, Zion Johnson. So what happened was the NFL decided and said, hey, we're going to run on these offensive linemen because nobody in the league really can block outside of the Colts really, really well. So let's fix our trenches. What did New England do? They drafted Cole Strange, somebody who I have a 3rd-round grade on, but I love the player, went to the Senior Bowl and did great. What did New England do? New England, they drafted Cole Strange very, very early. If the Cowboys would have tried to wait to the next round to get this type of a player, they wouldn't have gotten him. Everybody on Twitter is down on Tyler Smith. First of all, it's BS. I tweeted earlier today that if Dallas drafted, and I'll show the tweet on the screen, and you guys see the highlights running, if Dallas would have drafted Tyler Smith, I could see why they didn't. I tweeted this earlier today. Okay? They draft Tyler Smith at 24. I'm okay with the pick. Actually, the more that I make it make sense, I like the pick. Would I went Devin Lloyd? Probably. They didn't have him on their board. This linebacker class is really deep. We still have a lot. We have a whole draft. Like the draft really for the Cowboys hasn't started. The draft has not started for the Cowboys. I'm sure they probably tried to get out. Did they try to move up? Who knows? Did I agree with the Saints moving up for Chris Olave? No, I did not. Okay? You know, some of these trades were kind of weird. You know, Philly goes and gets A.J. Brown. That's cool. I like A.J. Brown. I love A.J. Brown. But who's playing quarterback? Like, we got to make certain things make sense. You're going to pay him all that money? I hope you got a cue because it looks like you just went from Ryan Tannehill to Ryan Tannehill. I like our corners against A.J. Brown. I do. I like him against Devontae Smith. You put Diggs on Brown. If Kelvin Joseph can stay. Anyway, he did good on Devontae Smith. So the point is, and he's trending, the point is Dallas hit a need that they wouldn't have been. They had a higher grade on Smith than they did Kennard. than they did the UCLA guard, than some of these other players. And the drop-off in Lineman is real. He comes in right now and is your best guard on the team. And if that's all he is, that's okay. Maybe you hit tackle next year. Maybe one of these other guys develops. Hey, you turn Terrence Steele into a player, guys. Let's not forget. Terrence Steele couldn't block Bradley and Nye at the Senior Bowl. Development doesn't stop in the league. Okay, Tyler Smith is what, 23, 22? Is he a finished product? I'm confused. You guys let me know. So this has now went down as the worst pick in Cowboys history. And I want every fan who's gonna come on this video and say that, I want you guys to revisit this video. Tyler Smith is going to be a good player. All right? I mean that. I think it's just so Bush League how fans just, and I get it. I do. Because people build up, you know, Jeff. I love Jeff. Jeff is my guy. He builds up a Sky Moore. Now Sky Moore is at the top of the moon. But if Dallas doesn't draft him and they draft somebody else, does that mean that that player is a bad player? No, it's not. I build up Devin Lloyd. He's at the top of the moon. If Dallas doesn't draft him, the person that they draft is a bad player. No, he's not. And that's not a shot at Jeff. Jeff is my guy. Jeff is always on the show with me. I'm just saying, Jeff has a big voice. Vosh has a big voice. Vosh may have wanted said player, and guess what? We didn't get him. It's okay, fans. Relax. Because I tell you what, when Dak is upright, because, oh, by the way, Jordan Davis is in your division. Oh, by the way, Kayvon Thibodeau is in your division. Oh, by the way, the Skins have a really good D-line. You're going to draft some third-round tackle or guard and try to – no, it's not going to work. Dallas went with what they wanted. I trust Will McClay. I'm not going to waver because it was the pick. No, we can't have it both ways. Will McClay is hitting the first round. Even Leighton Vander Esch, you know, look at this track record. Outside of Vander Esch, and Vander Esch hit year one, he has a good track record in the first round. Let's let things play out. He plays with power. He has great base. Go watch the game. Go watch the Oklahoma State game. Go watch the full game, okay? If it's a penalty here or there, cool. So was Flozo Adams. He was also a Pro Bowl tackle for 5-6 years. I'm cool. All right, guys? So let's make it make sense. I'm good. I'm going to be back with every pick, but I wanted to really take my time with this one because I just feel like we're falling into kind of that same trap of, you know, it's not the guy that we wanted, or it's not the player that we loved, or it's not this, that, and the third. But it's a need because the middle of your offensive line, suspect. Maybe they could have went Linderbaum. They didn't grade him as high as Tyler Smith. It's your boy Fush, y'all. Listen, I feel really, really good. Don't stress. We got a whole draft. I'll be with you guys the whole way. We're going to be fine. Peace.